In this video, I'll tell you how much I made from my game on Steam, why I made this much, and what I will do to earn 10 times more next time. A month after release, I've sold 2,500 copies and reached $20,000 in gross revenue. The game is currently sitting at 40,000 wishlists, and the wishlist conversion rate is at 3.3%. As far as I know, this is rather low, but I'm hoping that with regular game updates, I can get this number to at least 10%. Especially with Steam sales and discounts, I think it's totally possible. The return rate is 12.5%, which is a bit high, but in the norm. And this figure should also slightly go down if I do my job right and improve the game. So, what do I think about it? I think there's still a lot of potential in the 40,000 wishlists that I have. Perhaps people expected a lower price point, or they are just waiting for discounts, as Steam users often do. A lot of the wishlists came from the prologue, so maybe they are not as valuable, but I think most games get their wishlists from the demo, right? So I think we should be fine here. One thing that worries me is the return rate and the negative sentiment from the Chinese players. The Chinese players, I don't know, man. I think they just hate the game, or at least it seems so from their reviews. There's like one positive Chinese review and then the rest are just straight up negative. So the main 4 complaints are: the game is too hard, the game is too short, the builds are not distinct enough, and then the combat feels clunky. The first 3 issues, I plan to fix them in the upcoming weeks. Not something I'm worried about, no big deal. But the last one means that I attracted the wrong audience, I think. The combat is like the best thing in my game, but I see how some people could feel that it's clunky if they don't like the type of game that I'm making, and I think that could be prevented. So, here's 5 things I will do differently next time to get 10 times more money. And one bonus thing that I guess is more of a question to you, because I don't know myself. These will be ordered from the simplest and easiest to apply to the most complex and the most important. Next time I will wait with choosing the name for my game until I know what I'm creating. I started this game with the intent to create a Vampire Survivors clone, hence the name Hollow Survivors. But during the development process, it wasn't really fun, and I had to pivot to something more like Hades/Dark Souls. This is a problem because people who are buying my game and love Vampire Survivors are expecting a survivor-like, something similar to the thing they love. So when they see something completely different, it's no wonder some of them didn't like it, because it's not what they expected. It's not that the game is bad necessarily, it's just that it's marketed to the wrong people. Basically, I named my game in the prototyping stage because I wanted to release a Steam page as soon as possible, which was a mistake. Apparently, Chinese players do not use Discord and do not have access to Steam discussions, so the only way they can communicate with you is through the Steam reviews. They literally have no other way to let you know something's wrong with the game. They need to leave a review. So next time I'm gonna set up a QQ account, which I was told is the closest thing to Discord in China. The problem is that you need a Chinese phone number to set it up, which I don't have, and I wish I could tell you the solution to this problem, but I do not know myself yet, and I will let you know as soon as I figure it out. Similar to the first point, I would contact publishers way later in the development cycle. I honestly only needed publishers for marketing, so there was really no reason for me to rush. Next time I will make my game as polished as possible before reaching out to publishers. This would give me more leverage during the negotiations, meaning better deal, better revenue splits, or better publisher. Back in the day, I was really bad at negotiating. For the record, I'm still not very good. But one rule that helped me recently in negotiations is to never give something up without getting something in return. If you're an artist charging $100 for an animation and somebody wants to negotiate the price to $80, you might say, sure, but the animation will have less frames or the delivery time will be 2 weeks longer. You give some, you take some. Also, this is quite important, make sure your publisher is publishing games in a genre similar to yours. For example, my publisher is mainly focused on simulators, so when they are reaching out to influencers, what I'm assuming is happening is they just send out emails to their email list, which is comprised mostly of simulator influencers, which is not ideal for my game. A publisher is a pipeline, so if this pipeline was created specifically for your type of game, it will be 10 times more effective. Now, before we get to the most important lesson, many of you asked me how to get started with making games. Some of you even asked me to create a course. I'm not doing that, don't worry. But here's my advice to all of you guys. Start with learning the basics of programming. Yeah, I know you all want to jump straight into Unity, Godot, or Unreal, but please believe me when I say that you're not gonna get very far without understanding programming deeply. And the best way to learn programming is with today's sponsor, Brilliant.org. Brilliant helps you learn every day with thousands of interactive lessons in programming, math, data analysis, and AI. Because it's interactive, you need to actually interact with the problem, which is 6 times more effective than just watching a YouTube video. Trust me, I've been there. Passively watching YouTube videos has nothing to do with learning. You can watch 1,000 YouTube videos and I guarantee you won't get very good at programming. It's only when you actually interact with the problem that you start to understand it. On top of that, with Brilliant app, you can learn whenever you want. On the bus, during the dinner, at work. You can either browse Reddit for 30 minutes or learn something useful. Use Brilliant for 30 days for free by going to brilliant.org/DannyDeer or by scanning the QR code. You'll also get 20% off an annual premium plan. I would personally recommend you to start with the course Thinking in Code. This is the most important conclusion I have after releasing my game. Hollow Survivors doesn't have a viral potential. There is nothing that would make people share the trailer with their friends. There is nothing that generates excitement, and when people are not excited, the game is not popular. If you take a look at Choo Choo Charles, a single tweet with a trailer generated more views than Hollow Survivors would get if it was covered by IGN. Thomas Brush calls it a hook, but this term was always very hard for me to understand. For some reason, I just couldn't grasp what it means. But I think viral potential is a good equivalent of a hook, and I think it conveys more or less the same meaning. The game has to have something that excites people, that makes them happy that they've seen the trailer and makes them want to share this joy with their friends. Okay, now some rapid fire lessons. Playtest earlier, playtest more. The single most important thing that my game benefited from were the playtests. Players know what they want, players tell you what they want, and the game is so much better if you just listen to them. Reach out to influencers on your own. I should have done it. I assumed the publisher would do it, but the truth is, I know the niche better. I know all the YouTubers that should get this game into their hands, so it only makes sense for me to actually do the work. Even if other people are doing marketing for you, it never hurts to have more marketing, you know. Release on multiple platforms. This is something I want to do once I finish updating the game on Steam. This can potentially significantly increase the revenue, and there's really no reason not to. Make the game better. It's self-explanatory. It's probably the most important thing. Having a great game means you'll earn more from the game. It's that simple. And I truly believe that. So yeah, just make a good game, bro. What are you waiting for? And finally, the last lesson / question to you guys. Maybe I should have lowered the price. I wonder what would happen if the price was $5 instead of $10. Would more people from wishlist just buy it instantly, or would they still wait for discounts? Maybe if the price was lower, people would also have less expectations and therefore the reviews would be better. The downsides could potentially be that the same amount of people buy my game and I just earn 2 times less money. I don't think that would be true, to be honest, but it may be. And B, any significant discount would further lower my my profits. We all know Steam users buy games on discounts. They don't buy games at full price ever, I think. And you can't really go that much lower when you're selling the game for $5 and still make profit, unless a lot of people buy your game. Please let me know what you guys think. Peace.